Sit down, class is in session, and we're finally talking about how to play Ahri in 2XKO. Ahri is a balanced character. A lot of people seem to think that she can, or she's a rushdown character. I honestly think that she's very balanced in a way that she can definitely rush down. She can mix you up with like double overheads, a lot of stuff like that, and if she wants to, she can definitely zone you out with her air fireballs. So I definitely think that Ari is like the character for a lot of people who want to be adaptable to any kind of situation. So if you're that kind of person, might as well go and pick Ari. So picking Ari, there's definitely advantages and disadvantages to her. You know, one of her advantages is that she's hard to catch. She's very nimble, especially in the air. A lot of people or a lot of characters have problems catching her, and her mix-ups from the air is actually very very good. She can do air dash 2H, which is an overhead. She can do 2L, which is also an overhead while she's still in the air, of course. So yeah, those are very very good ways to start your offense. Another one, she has cool combos. I'm biased because I play Echo Ari. Her combos are long, which is one of the point of contentions there. Like a lot of players are they're tilted fighting against Ari because her combos are long, but those combos are actually like her optimal combo, which is the Sonic Fox combo. If you ask me, it's a cool combo because there's definitely it's a hard combo to do consistently. And especially if you're still starting the game, you're gonna spend a lot of time inside the training room, which I think is one of her disadvantages because you need to learn her combos. Aside from that, if she has long combos, she got great damage because you're getting comboed in the air for a long time, so you might as well just take a lot of damage. And finally, she is top tier. That's a very good advantage, which means that she's better than most of the characters or most of the champions that are currently included in the game. Disadvantages, one of the things that she suffers is meter. I think she's one of the most meter hungry characters in the game. Her combo super, which is if you hold S1, it goes through the character and then goes back and then goes back again, stuff like that. It can be meter hungry if you keep on using that. And that's why it's very important to learn the Sonic Fox combo because it's meterless and does like good damage. And if you want to, you can also use your meter at the end of it, and it's very very flexible. And again, it leads to the second one here. Optimal combos can be complicated. Again, as I said, Sonic Fox combos, Super Kawaii's combos, a lot of her combos can be very, very complicated. And I think it's one of the best things about Ari because not all Ari players are the same. They have their own combos. I just do the Sonic Fox combos because it's the easiest one for me, and I think it deals a lot of damage compared to the other one. But I see SKD do like tons of damage, even one hit KOs with specific team compositions. Just with Ari, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, her optimal combos can be very complicated, which means that you're gonna spend a lot of time in the training room. If you don't want to be optimal, you just want to play her because she's cool, that's fine too. She still deals a lot of damage. Next one is that her movement is very important. It's her bread and butter. She needs to be nimble. She needs to be flying around. She needs to be doing all of that to keep your opponent guessing. And if you don't really have that kind of movement, she can be quite what do you call this? She can be quite underwhelming because most of her openings and most of her stuff really comes from movement. Another disadvantage is that she's a top tier. A lot of people will discount your wins because you're using a top tier character. So that's one thing that you have to just what do you call this? Just deal with. A lot of people don't like this character. I think. Well, it's not Timo. It's not Timo levels of hate, but like she's definitely one of the characters that not a lot of people want to face. So how do we actually play Ari? Again, as I mentioned earlier, she's very very flexible. She can be played as a zoner or a rushdown. If you want to play her as a zoner, you're gonna have to use jump S1 or jump 2S1. These are her air fireballs. Pair that with your air dash so you can cancel the end lag. Um, that's one of the ways she can control space, which is very very good. Her S1 fireball, quite literally, I think it goes full screen, it's obnoxious if you ask me. Like if you get hit by it, she can just like dash around, and either she can just continue to zone you out using that move, or she can push and go for Oki, which is also one of the things that Ari excels in. It's She has really good Okis and setups. And finally, of course, you have to be able to move around. Like I mentioned earlier, again, I'm just, it's a loop. Just mentioning this, keeping on mentioning it. What you want to do is just move around in the air. You have to dash around in the air. You have to dash on the ground, stuff like that. You have to make sure that you're very nimble. You're not really staying still. This is if it's in neutral, okay? Neutral and advantage. You want to be moving around. If you have Oki, you have two S1 in the ground that you can plant, and it's going to be, it's going to hit you, or it's going to be hitting the opponent if they're caught unaware. Yeah, you pretty much have to be very nimble to play what you want to do is to nail down your combos, nail down your ocean combo, which is something that I talked about in like 5 things that holds you back from getting to intermediate level in 2xko. But again, here are the things how to play her. It's up to you if you want to play her as a zoner or a rushdown. You're going to have to use your jump S1 or jump 2 S1, her air fireballs. It's one of her best moves, IMO. And you have to be able to move around. Like you are going to be moving around a lot with this character. Sometimes it hurts my fingers too, but that's how you're supposed to play her. With that being said, Ari is not on her own. She does not exist in her own island, and you're gonna be choosing a teammate for her. So who do you actually choose? It depends. Or actually any motherfucker really. Like any character in the game has some sort of synergy with her. Darius has some synergy with her. A lot of characters have synergy with her, but if you really want the good ones, if you want like the top tier ones, I sincerely think that Echo is one of her good partners. Timo is also one. Chris G. Is it Chris G? Yeah, I think it's Chris G who uses Ari Timo. And Brom. Combo Fiend used Brom in the Sejam thing when Sejam went to the Riot campus, and then they were all just playing 2xko. Um, yeah, Ari Brom was actually pretty good there. So I've been seeing quite a bit of Brom lately because of Light Wisp, Brom and Darius, and I've been seeing a lot of people also kind of experiment with Brom and Ari, and it's pretty good. I think it's just a little bit slower than I would want to play. That's why I play Echo, because I like rush down stuff. Because if you play Timo or Brom with Ari, it's most likely you're going to be zoning people out. Especially if you're with Timo. If you're with Brom, it's zoning out, and then you get unbreakable with Brom, and then you just fuck them up in the corner. That's probably it. But yeah, any of these three characters, Echo, Timo, or Brom, is really good. If you don't really like any of these characters, you can choose whoever, bro. I used the Ari vibe before, and they were fine. So that's gonna be it for this session. I hope you guys learned something here. I know it's very short. It's like a quick one. If you have any other questions regarding how to play Ari, especially in like neutral, advantage, and disadvantage, you're just gonna have to comment down below, and I will answer them as clear as I could. That being said, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you in the next session. Goodbye.